A child in the grocery store pointed at me and told his mom, "That's the person from my nightmares." I was reaching for pasta sauce when I heard it. A small voice, maybe 6 years old, clear as a bell in the middle of aisle 7. "Mommy, that's the person from my nightmares." I turned around. A little boy was staring at me with eyes so wide I could see the whites all around his pupils. His finger was pointed directly at my chest, and his whole body was trembling. His mother grabbed his hand and pulled it down fast. "Ethan, we don't point at people. Apologize." But Ethan wasn't listening. He took 3 steps backward until he hit the shopping cart, never breaking eye contact with me. "That's them, the one who comes when I close my eyes." The mother's face went from embarrassed to concerned in half a second. She knelt down next to him. "Honey, you've never seen this person before. You're just confused." "I have seen them," Ethan insisted, his voice getting higher. "Every night, they stand at the end of my bed and watch me sleep." My blood went cold. The mother looked up at me with an apologetic smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I'm so sorry. He's been having night terrors. His therapist says it's normal for kids his age." I should have just nodded and walked away. That would have been the normal thing to do. But something about the way Ethan was looking at me, the absolute certainty in his face, made me freeze. "What do I look like?" I asked him. "In your nightmares." His mother stood up quickly. "We really don't need to encourage this." But Ethan was already talking, words spilling out like he'd been waiting months to tell someone. "You wear the same jacket, the blue one with the tear on the sleeve, and you have that scar on your neck. You never smile. You just stand there and stare at me until I wake up." I looked down at my jacket, blue canvas, tear on the left sleeve from when I caught it on a fence last month. My hand went to my neck automatically, fingers finding the surgical scar I'd had since I was 12. The mother saw me touch my neck, and her face changed. The polite embarrassment drained away, replaced by something harder. "How long has he been having these dreams?" I asked. She hesitated, then answered. 3 months, since we moved here." "Moved from where? Why does that matter?" "Just tell me." "Sacramento. We moved here 3 months ago. Now if you'll excuse us, what's your address?" I interrupted. She pulled Ethan behind her. "I'm not giving you our address. Come on, Ethan." "Wait." I pulled out my phone and showed her my own address on the screen. "Is this your street?" Her face went white. "How did you know that?" "Because I live there too." "What number?" 1847. My hands started shaking. "I'm 1849. We're neighbors." The 3 of us stood there in the middle of the grocery store aisle, and I watched her do the same mental math I was doing. "Your son has been dreaming about me for 3 months," I said slowly. "Since you moved in next door." Ethan was nodding so hard his whole body moved. "You're always in my room. You never leave." His mother's voice came out strained. "Ethan's bedroom faces the street. 2nd floor, corner room." My stomach dropped. "That's directly across from my bedroom window." She grabbed her son's shoulders. "What do you mean across from? Our houses are close together, maybe 30 feet between us. My bedroom window lines up perfectly with a window on your 2nd floor." I pulled up my photos and found one I'd taken last week of the sunset from my bedroom. In the background, you could clearly see the house next door. 2nd floor corner window. She looked at the photo, then at me, then at her son, and I watched her face cycle through denial, confusion, and then pure horror as she understood. "You're a sleepwalker," she whispered. The word hit me like ice water. I'd been a sleepwalker since childhood. Violent, vivid episodes that my ex-girlfriend said were terrifying to witness. I'd wake up in my kitchen, my car, once even in my backyard in the middle of winter. But I lived alone now. There was no one to tell me where I went anymore. "I installed blackout curtains last month," I said quietly. "Before that, I never closed my blinds." The mother's hands were shaking now. "So for 3 months, you've been standing in my window, at night, sleepwalking, staring out at nothing." Ethan's voice was small. "You're always so still, like a statue. I thought you were a ghost." I looked at this kid who'd been watching me every night, watching me stand motionless in my window in some kind of sleep fugue state, thinking I was a nightmare come to life. "I'm so sorry," I said. His mother was still processing. "You didn't know you were doing it." "I never know. That's the problem." I left my cart in the aisle and walked straight to Home Depot, bought the thickest blackout curtains they had, and installed them before the sun went down. I also started sleeping with a motion-activated camera pointed at my bedroom door. Haven't sleepwalked since, but Ethan's mother texted me last week that he finally slept through the night without waking up screaming. The nightmare was never supernatural. It was just me, trapped in my own head, scaring a child without ever knowing I was awake.